patient. Watch this video you are about to see. Just be patient.
Majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
No.
that's not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound?
So what I'm saying is, people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on a boat when we know that half of your stock is gonna die? You wouldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story. You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African being that has come here since the beginning of the Mali Empire. We're talking about 14th, 13th century. We had already come here from Africa.
Really?
Oh yeah, we had already come here. You know, maybe people were brought over as slaves, but I don't think that the black people in America came from Africa on slave ships. I believe the people that were here were slowly conquered. First, they got the East Coast, and then they started spreading out west little by little, conquering. And when you conquer a tribe, what do? You enslave them. They're POWs, right?
Okay.
That's what you do.
But I'm still confused. There's a great history of slave ships being brought over from Africa.
History is his story.
Right.
What about my story? Is my story not valid?
But if you do 23andMe on from out that
23andMe?
well, that's
either way, if you take black people here in America and you do their DNA sample and it point back to Africa, what does that say? It says black people in America are Africans. Now, the argument is, were we brought here or were we already here? Did we bring ourselves here or did the white man bring us here? You see, when you say the white man brought us here, what you're doing is you're removing our ability to transport ourselves. You're saying, oh, we didn't know anything about boats. That's what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that we didn't know that there was a landmass here. Go look at the primary source. You got here, we met black people. When you got the Caribbean, we met black people. You think the Caribbean is right next to America and they weren't in America?
That's interesting.
Does it make any sense? I mean, when you go and you look at real European history, right, would believe that if they took a bath, it was bad.
Right.
They didn't even want to change their clothes. They thought that dirty was purity. When we talk about the Moors going into Spain and into Europe, the stories in the history, our history, says that when we met the so-called Caucasian, he was sleeping in the barn with the animals, and we told him, no, you can't sleep in the barn with the animals. We taught them etiquette. We taught them running water. We brought that technology to Europe. Now, if we brought the technology to Europe that saved Europe from the Black Plague, you mean to tell me that if we saved the white race, that we weren't already in America already? When we brought the technology? When Rome was dependent on Africa for food? Remember when the Black Plague hit Rome? The cause was one of the officials was stealing the grain that was coming from Africa. So there was famine, hit Rome. If your source of sustenance is from Africa, how are you superior? You're not. You get your food from me. So if you get your food from me, who's more likely to travel this globe? Me, I'm the source of food. And that's the first thing you need to survive on this planet.
Please.
Got some comparisons to make for you. So here we have the god or goddess Mantu or Muff. She is the Egyptian god of war, depicted as a falcon. This bird of prey right here, falcons, if you guys don't know, are indigenous to the Americas. They're all over the place, but they come from here. Here is the god Sobek. He is depicted as a crocodile. Now, are there crocodiles in Africa? Yeah. Yes, there are. But here's where it gets very, very interesting. we have the god known as Anubis, and he is depicted as Xoloitzcuintli. Y'all didn't know I could say that, huh? I'll say it again. Xoloitzcuintli. These dogs are only found in the Americas. This particular black breed, contrary to some weird popular belief, Anubis is not a jackal. Okay, he's not an African jackal. Google those don't even look anywhere like how Anubis is depicted. South America. Oh, but there's more. We have the god Noon. Now, are there rams in Africa? Yes. There's also rams in America. There's the bighorn right here. Okay? Hold your horses. We got more. Here's Brother Thoth, or Thoth, or Thought. The blue ibis, which is only found in America. Here goes some blue ibises right here. Very beautiful creatures. Only found in America. And then the kicker. The god Set. Now, if you try to Google Set and who he is depicted as, they'll say, oh, we don't know. It's a mystery. But is it? No, it's not a mystery. Anytime they say mystery or mysterious, it usually means it's our history. That is a tape here, indigenous to Central America. So we have all of the gods here